got 59 degrees at LAX. It's 58 in Whittier and 59 here at the CBS Broadcast Center on LA's Miracle Mile. A mother's touch is said to have helped bring about a peaceful resolution to a SWAT standoff in Pasadena with a man believed to be armed.
It all started around 5 a.m. when Pasadena police received a 911 call from a woman inside a condo on Harkness Avenue north of Colorado Boulevard. Chief Philip Sanchez says it appears she and the man had gotten into an argument.
And apparently was armed during that confrontation.
Crisis negotiators were finally able to reach the guy after getting in touch with his mother, who called a cell phone that he answered.
They dialogued directly with the suspect and negotiated his surrender.
I had a chance to speak with Mike Smith. He lived right next door to this guy and was among those evacuated from the complex. Anything like this ever happened here?
Nothing.
In Pasadena, Margaret Carrero, KNX 1070 News Radio.
More DUI crashes happen on Super Bowl Sunday than any other Sunday, so the AAA came up with a game day plan.
Officials with the State Department of Insurance, AAA of Southern California, and the CHP got together today to urge motorists to designate a sober driver on game day, use a cab or public transit. But as Elaine Benno with AAA tells us, sometimes we don't plan that far ahead.
For the first time, the Auto Club will be offering Tipsy Tow for Super Bowl Sunday. Tipsy Tow is offered to anyone, any motorist, any passenger in a car of a drinking driver, any bartender, restaurant manager may call 1-800-400-4AAA for a free tow home of up to 7 miles.
And no, you don't need to be a member of AAA. Maggie McKay, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in the greater Los Angeles area? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Stan Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the greater Los Angeles area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. The greater Los Angeles area is a perfect market for my system, and this week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Dan's workshop, call 1-800-338-8259. Seating is extremely limited. Call right now because this free ticket offer expires this Friday. That's 1-800-338-8259. That's 1-800-338-8259.
Chris, the Navy has credited you with over 160 kills?
Yes, sir. The Producers Guild of America has called American Sniper one of the year's best films.
I don't tell you enough. I'm so proud of you. You're such a great father.
And the Directors Guild of America has nominated Clint Eastwood for Best Director.
You might have done some things over there that you wish you had.
Oh, that's not me, though. As Hollywood describes, it's brilliant, powerful, gripping, and unforgettable.
The thing that pops me are all the guys that I couldn't say. Got a man down.
Right? Oh my God!
Rolling Stone says his film takes a piece out of you.
From that, they keep me all right.
I need you. I need you here.
Nancy Fair says Bradley Cooper delivers a performance for the ages.
I'm willing to meet my creator and ask for every shot that I took.
And now it's been nominated for 6 Academy Awards, including Best Actor and Best Picture of the Year.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go home.
American Sniper, star, under 17, animated without parents, now playing in theaters everywhere.
Learn how Chase is helping businesses across the country get the financing and advice they need to expand and grow at chase.com/Mission Main Street.
Well, a Newswatch never stops. Always live and local. This is KNX 1070 News Radio.
Good evening, I'm Brian King. Some of our top stories. Let it snow. The Northeast is dealing with a storm that could set records and is impacting flights here at LAX. It's Monday, January 26th, and here's what's happening at 7:31.
CBS News Update, I'm Bill Whitney. As the blizzard moves up the coast, mass transit and commuter railroads in New York will soon shut down, and mobile emergency vehicles will be banned from the region's roads. More from correspondent Marley Hall.
This storm is not just New York's problem. From the Jersey Shore to the northern coast of Maine, parts of 7 states are under a blizzard warning. Connecticut, where the snow could fall at 2 to 4 inches an hour, is now under a statewide travel ban.
New Jersey Governor Chris Christie has also banned non-essential travel.
You should stay home if you can. We do not need people on the roadways. It makes it much more difficult for us to do our job.
Bob Orebek of the National Weather Service says blowing, drifting snow will complicate the road clearing process.
It looks like the storm is pretty much on track. It's expected to be a very strong storm, but the worst conditions conditions for New York City up to Boston from tonight into the day on Tuesday.
Some coastal areas could get 3 feet of snow. CBS News Update, I'm Bill Whitney.
And that massive storm on the East Coast is prompting worries in L.A. about flights getting across the country.
This man was headed back to Boston, hoping he'll be able to make it home before the weather shuts down flights coming in from the west.
I've just been watching the weather, and I know a lot of other friends that I was out here with have later flights that have been either canceled or they had to move them, so.
The fact that you're flying early, odds are you're going to make it.
Yeah. Coincidentally, I normally book a later flight, but I booked an earlier flight just because I wanted to get home and see my kid before he fell asleep.
The ripple effect of flights coming from the east to the west that have yet to be canceled may be felt through the air travel system for the next several days. At LAX, Pete Demetrio, KNX 1070 News Radio.
The cost of an airline ticket just fell at one airline. AirAsia is scrapping fuel surcharges on tickets now that oil prices have declined across the globe, now less than $50 a barrel. The fees had ranged from about $5.50 to $41.50 per flight. Airlines imposed the surcharges to pass on higher fuel costs to travelers when fuel prices are rising. However, only a few airlines have abolished them, despite oil prices dropping about 45% in the past 3 months. Not one, but 2 small planes ran out of fuel and crash-landed into the Pacific Ocean off Hawaii yesterday. One briefly nosedived before leveling out and drifting down to the water beneath a massive parachute. 4 people were rescued. The other pilot, flying from Tracy, California, put down his aircraft near a cruise ship, which pulled him in from a life raft amid giant waves. Both planes sank. It's unclear whether they will be recovered. Many airline passengers likely were on edge after a handful of bomb scares in the sky.
Over the weekend, 5 planes had to be diverted or delayed due to bomb threats nationwide. Aviation safety consultant and retired airline captain Barry Schiff says when you add social media into the mix, bomb threats are a whole new game.
You have the capability with what appear to be serious threats to shut down the airline industry at an extreme. People who have that kind of sick intent likely could do that and scare a lot of people in the process. Every bomb threat has to be taken seriously because you bet one day someone's going to make a bomb threat, it'll be ignored and the airplane will explode.
Schiff says to land a plane mid-flight, the airline has to give passengers a legitimate reason. Maggie McKay, KNX 1070 News Radio.
A man has come forward admitting to causing a security breach at the White House early this morning. His drone crashed on the White House lawn.
The drone came down on the southeast ground shortly after 3 a.m. Monday morning, forcing a brief lockdown. The Secret Service says it was a quadcopter about 2 feet in diameter, flying at a low altitude before it went down. The operator told agents he was using the drone for recreation and did not intend to fly it over the White House. The president and first lady are in India, but their daughters were reportedly in the White House with their grandmother.
That's CBS News correspondent Brooke Silva Braga. At the urging of the drone industry, the administration is on the verge of proposing rules for drone operations. The rules would replace the existing ban on most commercial flights of drones. KNX News Time 7:35. Traffic and weather together on the 5, sponsored by 3D Printer World Expo this weekend. Here's Richard Turnage.
Getting word of an accident now on Ortega Highway, Highway 74, in the mountains between Orange County and Riverside County. At the area before Grand Avenue, in that area, there is an accident being tended. It is making for extra slow going for commuters on Ortega Highway, especially if you're heading from Orange County toward Riverside County. The delay is fairly lengthy. Unfortunately, the workaround there is really a long way around using freeways, the 5 to eventually the 91, and then back to the 15 freeway southbound. That's a long way around, but if you do want to avoid the jam on Ortega Highway, you're going to have to take that way because I don't think that there's any other alternate route to that. 105 freeway westbound at Bellflower Boulevard, a stall is being reported there. The right lane partially blocked. 60 freeway westbound at Atlantic Boulevard, now reports of a 2-car crash. Nobody injured, but 3rd lane blocked, and it is just being reported 3rd lane from the center divider out of action. 5 freeway northbound before the 134, accident now clearing to the shoulder, but traffic delayed. And 405 freeway northbound from the 90 freeway all the way to the 118, slow traffic in spots. There earlier was a wreck on the 118 that affected that 405, and it's still slow in areas. Traffic weather together on the 5s. Your next report is coming up at 7:45.
from your Southern California traffic leader. That's KNX 1070 and CBSLA.com.
Scattered light showers throughout the night tonight. Overnight lows into the lower to mid-50s. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies to start off Tuesday morning, then partly cloudy and mild. Upper 60s at the coast, low 70s inland. I'm CBS 2 weathercaster Jackie Johnson with your exclusive KNX 1070 News Radio forecast.
Hemet with 54 right now, Anaheim 59, and in Van Nuys 57 degrees.
3D printing is revolutionizing business, education, and the arts. Learn all about it at 3D Printer World on January 29th through the 31st at the Marriott Burbank. Over 100 3D printers in action. Seminars, prizes, demos, and networking events. Visit 3dprinterworld.com.
Did you know that thousands of Californians have retired in luxury on the beach in San Felipe, Baja California? Did you know that the future of green technology is happening now, and it's happening on the beach in Baja California? That you can own a beautiful sea view home for a fraction of what it would cost here in the U.S. Did you know that the cost of living is 1/4 the cost of what it is here? Discover Rancho Costa Verde, an amazing cutting-edge green community on the beach at prices you haven't seen in your lifetime. Home sites with 180-degree sea views starting at only $17,500. Full ownership, not a lease, not a timeshare, with terms and financing that make it affordable for almost anyone. To attend a free informational dinner seminar at the Dragon Restaurant in Los Angeles on Wednesday, January 28th, call 1-800-211-7400. Call 1-800-211-7400. 1-800-211-7400.
A former U.S. Army prosecutor who handled sex abuse cases has been found guilty of the same crime.
While releasing little information about the unpublicized 6-day court-martial at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, the Army says Major Eric Burris was found guilty of rape. Burris was sentenced to 20 years in prison, dismissed from the service, and ordered to forfeit all pay. The former military prosecutor handled sexual assault cases. Jim Risulda, CBS News.
In his opening statement in a trial in Santa Barbara, the attorney for a young man suing the Boy Scouts told jurors they'll see internal documents from 1991 to 2007 detailing scoutmasters molesting boys.
He said the so-called perversion files show a sordid history of sexual abuse. Or for the Scouts, says the files were created as a master list of people who were ineligible to volunteer. The organization says it now has a robust program to protect children and educate their parents. Documents have been suppressed until now because previous cases have been settled out of court. I'm Bill Whitney, CBS News.
Senate Republicans have failed on a procedural vote to advance the Keystone Oil Pipeline bill. Democrats like Dick Durbin of Illinois insist on more debate.
This is considered the world's greatest deliberative body. And yet the sponsors, the authors of the amendment, were denied 60 seconds to even explain their amendments.
GOP leader Mitch McConnell says the bill to approve the pipeline has enough support to pass and that the Senate should act.
The American people voted decisively against this type of partisan gridlock back in November. They want us to work together to get things done. Why don't we just continue to do that?
An app that transmits vital glucose data is being called a game changer for people who care for diabetes patients.
It's something the diabetes community has been awaiting a long time. FDA approval of an app that allows up to 5 people to continuously monitor a patient's blood glucose levels remotely. Because patients of school children with diabetes can track this vital information in real time, kids have more freedom to participate in high-energy sports or overnight trips. The app, made by Dexcom of San Diego, will be available starting in March for iPhones and iPods. A version for Android smartphones is in the works.
That's CBS News correspondent Barry Bagnetto. KNX News Time 740. Let's check your morning news stocks. Finished today in the green, but not by much. Here's Joe Doniger.
The Dow gained 6 points, the Nasdaq 14, and the S&P 5 on a day when Wall Street and much of the Northeast was swamped by a major snowstorm. That and one other factor, according to Bill Lynch of Hinsdale Associates, combined to keep trading quiet.
There isn't a lot in the way of economic data this week.
The storm is responsible for canceling flights up and down the eastern seaboard, but Joe Brancatelli of JoeSentMe.com says this won't hit the airlines as hard as last winter did.
If for no other reason, the price of jet fuel was down by about a third.
And oil prices fell another 1%, settling at $45.15 a barrel. Donuts and ice cream. We're apparently not eating enough for the parent of Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin-Robbins. Dunkin' Brands cut back its earnings outlook for the year. And don't forget, Soda Pepsi is starting a limited rollout of Expedient. True in 3 test markets, including Denver and D.C. From Bloomberg Business, I'm Joe Doniger for KNX 1070 News Radio.
So a couple of years ago, I mentioned to a friend that we were buying a home for my mother.
Bill and I were up to our ears in work at the time, and we had questions about the mortgage. It was just all getting so complicated. Call First Republic, my friend said. I love that bank. Well, love is a pretty strong word, and I never heard it used regarding a bank. So I called First Republic. Well, they arranged the whole thing in a couple of days, and my personal banker even came to my office so I could sign the papers. Well, I was so impressed that I eventually moved all our banking over to First Republic. And now I'm the one singing the praises of First Republic to friends, acquaintances, hairstylists. I mean, it's like letting someone in on a really great book or a hot new restaurant. You just know they'll never be disappointed.
Personalized service, customized solutions, quick decisions. At First Republic, it's a privilege to serve you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Termite, I presume?
Hey, I'm watching my favorite show.
Sorry, but you've done thousands in damage, and the owners are canceling your series.
I thought it. Where's the tent?
Pacific Coast Termite uses orange oil, so the tent won't be necessary. Plus, it's less than you think. The family gets to stay, and there's a 2-year guarantee to keep you off the air for good.
My favorite part?
No problem. This is your final act.
Call Pacific Coast Termite for your free inspection today at 1-800-PACIFIC. And if you call now, you'll get an additional 10% off the service in any repairs, including wood repairs, insulation, and rat exclusion. With over 35,000 home treatments, Pacific Coast Termite is proud to maintain a perfect Better Business Bureau rating. Call us at 1-800-PACIFIC. That's 1-800-722-4342. Or visit PacificCoastTermite.com. Free inspection not applicable for homes for sale or in escrow.
Hi, this is Bob McCormick, and I want to tell you about my tax attorney friends at Strategic. If you have a complex IRS or state tax problem, whether it's business or personal, don't put it off. Your problems will only get worse. The IRS can seize your assets, levy your bank accounts, close your business, or even come after you criminally if you put it off. The experienced tax attorneys at Strategic Tax Lawyers can have you protected immediately and give you the absolute lowest settlement allowed by law. Strategic Tax Lawyers is one of the leading tax law firms in the country, and they're headquartered here in Santa Monica. Don't get ripped off by tax relief companies that promise the world and deliver nothing. The owner of the law firm used to represent the IRS as the IRS's own attorney for over 8 years. Read their 5-star reviews at mytaxattorney.com. That's mytaxattorney.com. And call 877-310-9800. 877-310-9800. This message has been brought to you by attorney Jeffrey Jacobs.
Don't spend another year being uncomfortable in your own home. Home Comfort USA has a solution for all your heating and air conditioning needs with new complete systems to fit any budget. Home Comfort USA. Now with 5 years no interest or payments as low as $99 a month, call the Comfort Guy. We're there. Home Comfort USA. Call 888-287-8254. 888-287-8254. DLSB number 974-908.
You're stuck in the mess on the 91. Take the KNX 1070 traffic, helping you avoid the tie-up.
They're always telling me the best alternate, and it saves a lot of time.
Traffic on the 5. Getting you to your destination on time with an alternate route if you need one. KNX 1070 News Radio.
KNX News Time 7:45. Traffic and weather together on the 5, sponsored by Providence Health and Services. Here's Richard Churtis.
Well, I mentioned a couple of reports ago, lots of breakdowns reported out there, and there is now a reported box truck that's stalled on the 605 freeway southbound just past the 5 freeway interchange. And with the traffic lane blocked, the traffic's so approaching, and we just got a call from Bert in the tip line who said that, in fact, everybody stopped there, and CHP did indeed, a couple of minutes ago, and their log indicates that they were doing what's called a traffic break. They're stopping cars in order to let a tow truck work in that area, so hopefully they'll be moving again. But if you're approaching this area, watch out, steer clear, jump off, use surface streets. If you're coming up into this area, that's again 605 southbound past the 5. Bert, thanks for the call. 10 freeway eastbound at Hoover Street downtown. A crash reported there, non-injury accident right side. Also a fender bender just reported, 57 freeway northbound at Sunset Crossing Road. On the 60 freeway westbound at Atlantic Boulevard, we earlier had a fender bender right side, non-injury crash there. And in Orange County, 91 freeway eastbound at Tustin Avenue, an accident with 2 cars involved on the right side of the freeway. CHP reportedly on scene. Take care of every beat of your heart by having a regular checkup with a Providence Health and Services doctor. Take their free online heart risk assessment or low-cost screening at california.providence.org. Experience life. Experience Providence Healthcare. Traffic and weather together on the 5s. Next report is at 7:55. From Southern California traffic leader, KNX 1070 and CBSLA.com.
Scattered light showers tapering off overnight tonight. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies to start off Tuesday morning. Partly cloudy by the afternoon. Mild temperatures, upper 60s to low 70s all across the Southland. I'm CBS 2 weathercaster Jackie Johnson with your exclusive KNX 1070 News and Radio forecast.
Rain for the most part this round is moving off to the northwest, and so not too much falling on the radar, although the South Bay is getting a sprinkle. Santa Monica 59. It's 54 in Murrieta. Data point has 58 degrees. This is Southern California's only all-news radio station, KNX 1070 News Radio. I'm Brian Payne. KNX News Time 7:47. The Northeast Coast is getting clobbered by the blizzard of 2015. Reporter Don Taylor says New York City is about as prepared as it can be.
The numbers are daunting. A city of 8 million people with 6,000 miles of streets. To try to stay ahead of history, it will take an army of 2,300 snowplows and salt trucks. Their routes tracked by GPS.
You don't want to lose a storm like that.
You don't lose control of it. You have to stay on top of it.
You have to stay on top of it.
Harry Nespoli is president of the Sanitation Workers Union. He's trying to avoid the nightmare just last winter when over 10 inches of snow and unplowed streets paralyzed parts of the city. But this time, trucks are already deployed, and 6,400 drivers will put in 15-hour shifts. Do the methods change with this much snow over a normal snowstorm?
Oh, without a doubt. You know, I mean, we're bringing out the heavy equipment now.
Ambulances will be increased by 40%, and the fire department has added 500 additional staff. By midday and blowing snow and biting wind, the line was out the door at a Manhattan grocery store.
Better to be safe and get some food, and I don't know, if it really hits the fan, I'll be able to stick it out at home.
At Penn Station, where 650,000 commuters pass through every day, some trains were shutting down by 8 p.m. tonight, so many headed home early.